Hello everyone, this is Sandy Carter, and I am super excited to show you a page that I made today. This page is from an inspiration that I got from a challenge on Facebook by Jen Box, and it was to use I Am papers or the Simple Stories I Am, or to use a color scheme from the paper line. So I didn't have the I Am papers. I haven't had a chance to get them yet. So I decided to make my own background and kind of pull from the theme of the I Am collection, because I think that's a very cute collection. I've been eyeing it since CHA. So what I did was I took the new abandoned coral paint and I swirled it around almost in like a flower shape. And then I took some wild honey distress paint and I went around and swirled that as well, just to kind of add an extra dimension. And now I'm taking a Tattered Angels background stamp, and I'm just it's just a normal script. It had stuff, I don't even know what it says in the script, but I just kind of randomly put it around the circle just to kind of add a little extra layer. And then I took this other Tattered Angels stamp that I had, and it looks like peeled paint, and I took the wild honey paint and I stamped it around. I actually am having a really good time using my stamps and paints. Because I actually feel like I'm getting my use out of it. I've owned a lot of these stamps for years and never used them. I'd buy them and I just would never really get any use out of them. But like that little heart background stamp, I got that from a dollar bin one time. I just took some gelato and I went ahead and I just rubbed it directly on the stamp and then stamped it on my page. Now that splatter that I did, that is it's called Butter from Heidi Swapp Color Shine. And then I used the cracked pistachio spray. You'll notice that the spray is a little bit more translucent. It's not very opaque. If you want a more opaque look, you probably want to mix it in with some, either some paint or, really it's kind of hard because that's so translucent that it doesn't really color the paint very well, which you could see by the polka dots that I stamped earlier. But if you want a really, like a full opaque color, you probably want to use the re-inker with some paint. So what I did was I just mounted with some foam dots the picture of my mom. And this picture is a selfie she took herself. It was funny, I got this paint and I was raving about it the entire weekend because I was at my mom's house on Saturday. And I looked on her kitchen bar and I saw a selfie that she just recently printed out. She was just going to put it in a frame or something. And I noticed that her shirt matched the abandoned coral perfect. So I snagged it and of course I had to scrap it. But I don't know about you guys, but if you've ever gone through your papers, you'll find there's a lot of coordinating color schemes, things that have been played multiple times over the years. So don't hesitate to dig into those and look at them because you'd be surprised. Like there's a couple pieces on this page. I've got the little minty green color in the background. That is actually a very close match to the new cracked pistachio. And that is a piece of paper that I got from My Little Shoebox a long time ago. It was on clearance for like 10 cents. So just to show you that there's colors that were placed, on paper lines years ago that still go with new stuff nowadays. And of course, look at all of it looks similar to the I Am collection. So I'm just doing the little layers here. And the fun part about doing the background, making it your own, is that you don't use very much paper. I literally took the ugliest sheet of paper I can find in a paper pad and I flipped it over and that's what I made this background on. I've done that on 2 different layouts so far and I love it because, I would never have used that paper before, but it has a beautiful thick cardstock. So I just used it to make my background and it works perfect. And Tombow Mono is awesome. I use it on pretty much any kind of dimensional piece or something I really want to stick down. And this rose you saw me use the other rose that I cut out of a piece of paper. I just kind of stuck that in there. And then the white Signo gel pen is probably my favorite little accent that I add to my pages because it makes it look more playful and carefree, but also kind of pulls it all together on the page. Right now I'm doing the journaling here on a Project Life journal card. I wanted to say that is from the Kiwi collection. But journaling, I can't say it enough. Even if you're not very good at, making a story or whatever, Journaling is probably the most important part of your scrapbook page, because think of it this way. If you weren't here tomorrow and some random person picked up your page, would they know who was in the picture? Would they understand what the page was about? So my whole thing is I want to make sure I journal on each page, even if it's just a quick blurb saying who's in the paper or who's in the picture. Because when my kids look back years later, maybe my grandkids, I don't want them to be like, who's this lady? I want them to know that is my mom. And they will be able to kind of, I guess they could have more of a sentimental value of pictures and pages that way. Because personally, when I look at old pictures of old relatives, I'm like, ooh, they're kind of creepy. I don't have any reason to think, oh, that's so awesome. But the ones that I do know who they are, I cherish those photos. So don't ever skimp out on your journaling. That is the moral of the story here. And that sticker says the best. That is from a Carta Bella line that I had. It just came on the sticker sheet that came with the paper. Now, these are the gold chunky glitter thickers. I've used them on a lot of layouts. There's one of my favorites. I didn't think I'd like it that much because it's a very large font, but I really like it. So this is the final page. I just added a couple extra dots on there. Here is the close-up of this page. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on Instagram and Pinterest. I'll link them below. And here is the product list of what I used. And if you like what you see, don't forget to share it. Thanks for joining me. Again, I really appreciate everyone's kind words. I try to get back to you guys as soon as I can, but I don't always have a lot of extra time to do that. I usually do it at like 3 in the morning. So if you see any kind of messages from me or response back on the comments, don't be offended if I didn't accidentally get back to you. It's just probably because I didn't see it at the time. So enjoy. Thanks for following. And have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll try to put another Project Life video out soon. Sorry for the delay on that. Thank you. Bye.